Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today I'm going to be reacting to some TikTok videos about dating, about men and women, all of the good stuff. All of you know the drill if you've watched any of my past TikTok videos, so let's get started.
He keep calling me crime, bitch. Dance how you killed this. I misunderstood the assignment.
Okay, it says, when you've been an independent, nonchalant, unemotional alpha female, and now you want to be a submissive, stay-at-home housewife. This video is super interesting and the comments were as well, and sadly I think this is something that's happening a lot in modern dating and our culture today, and I really wanted to bring it here and talk about it because I think it's a problem. Women are a heck of a lot more successful and independent now than they used to be, which is a wonderful thing for so many reasons, but sadly I think when it comes to relationships, a lot of women are, taking on that masculine provider role, which works for some people. I'm not saying it doesn't work for a certain group of people, but it doesn't work for everyone. And sadly, I think a lot of women go into a relationship taking on that role, and then they're a couple years in and are already completely sick of it. So I do think that is why it is so important to have that balance of masculine and feminine energy within a relationship. That's going to look different for every relationship. The balance that you find is specific to you, your partner, and your relationship dynamic together. Some relationships do well with one having more masculine than the other and vice versa. So again, it really is so specific to you, but having that balance is so important because this is what happens. Women are independent, they're not emotional, they take on that alpha female, very masculine role, and then are exhausted a couple years in and wish they were with someone who was more masculine and had that role instead of them. So again, not hating on anyone, not trying to have a 1950, view on the world at all. I am an advocate for women just as much as I am for men, and I'm so thankful to have this voice and this platform and be able to do, all the things that we are able to do. But when it comes to my relationship, I like being, in my feminine role. I enjoy that, and I think a lot of women are unhappy because they are not experiencing that in their relationships, and they're taking on all of these roles and these tasks that they shouldn't be doing all of that themselves, and it's overwhelming, it's stressful, and I think it leaves a lot of women feeling this way. So if you're a man or a woman, please let me know down below kind of your thoughts on this. I would love to get a conversation going about it. I think society has really pushed upon us that it's not okay to be a stay-at-home mom, it's not okay to be a stay-at-home wife, it's not okay to get married young or have kids young or to not be an alpha female. And you have to be honest with yourself. Some women don't want that. Not every woman feels happy or fulfilled being an alpha female who's running a company. Some women want to be stay-at-home moms and wives, and that's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with either one, but make sure that you're honest with yourself and you know this about yourself so that you don't end up like this.
Look, I got a question. Would you ever leave me for someone that make more money than me?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I? You make nothing right now. You dead ass make nothing right now. You can't buy me shit. Why would I not? Why would I not? Ask yourself that. Why would I not? Someone that could pay for my nails, someone that could pay for my lashes, someone that could pay for my hair to get done, someone that could take me shopping. Why would I not? Someone that could take me out to nice restaurants. When do you do that? You don't. You literally don't. So, that's a stupid question. You should have known the answer already.
That's a stupid question?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, there's a lot to dissect here. Okay, I hope that video was a joke. It kind of seemed like they were joking around, but at the same time, I don't know. Sometimes I watch these videos and I'm like, this is so absurd, they have to be joking. Because there's no way someone actually would say that or think that, right? But then I see these videos and I see other women post videos like this and I'm like, oh, are they serious? Because I thought they were joking and it's not funny. Number one, if you're a guy and you ask your girlfriend that and she says that, run for the hills. Goodbye. If someone would just up and leave you for someone that makes more money for the sole reason that they make more money, run for the hills. Because there is so much more that goes into a relationship than how much money someone makes, if they pay for your lashes, if they pay for your nails, how often they take you shopping or take you out to dinner. That is not what a relationship is about. Of course, you want to be financially secure and be, comfortable. But you should not be basing how good your relationship is or how healthy it is on that criteria. And sadly, I think this is an area where a lot of girls are getting it wrong. And then they end up with guys that treat them like crap or cheat on them and wonder what happened. Well, that's because you chose the guy that pays for your nails over the guy that treats you right.
Okay, I will share my checklist, you guys. I've like literally never shared this with anyone, but like these things for me are just not negotiable. Like I've never dated a guy who hasn't met all 6 of these little boxes, and I never will. Like there might be girls out there who want to start dating higher quality men, as I call them, but just don't really know what to look for. And of course, outside of these 6 little boxes, there are different things that each person looks for when looking for a partner, just based on like who they are and their emotional needs.
Okay, so she's gonna go over 6 green flags to look for in guys
and stuff. But I think like these 6 things are just universal green flags. And also, you might not agree, but this is what works for me. I know that this is what I need, and I will not lower my standards for anyone, no matter how much I like them. Number 1, he makes it clear that he's interested in spending time with me. This just means he takes the time to see me, he plans in advance, and he makes me a priority in his schedule. Number 2, he treats everyone with respect. That means me, his mom, his family, his brother, his friends, other women, people he doesn't even know. Respect just means treating others with kindness, empathy, compassion, being inclusive, being attentive, non-judgmental, empathetic, anything you want. Just think being a gentleman. Number 3, he's emotionally intelligent and responds with maturity to anger. This just means he's capable of working through his emotions, and that in an argument, he would not degrade me, insult me, raise his voice, or intentionally hurt me. Being angry is not a justification for any of those things, by the way. Number 4, he's attentive. Like, I don't want to deal with someone who I constantly have to ask more of. I know my needs, and I want to be with someone who actively takes care of me, who listens to me, who is concerned about my needs. Number 5, he's goal-oriented. This means he's responsible, independent, he works hard, he's motivated to succeed, and he's passionate. And number 6, he makes me feel better about myself. Like, if I'm going to be spending any time around anyone, it's going to be around someone who elevates me. I need him to compliment me, reassure me, encourage me. I do not want to spend my time around someone who gives me any reason to feel less confident. I don't want anyone who makes me doubt myself or question myself. I want a hype man. A boyfriend is a hype man.
Those were pretty good for the most part. I've covered a lot of those in videos before. The only thing I would say is about the attentive part. As long as you are effectively communicating what you want and what you need from someone, and you aren't just expecting them to be a mind reader, I think that's totally reasonable. Something that I think a lot of people get wrong about that last one that I want to make sure all of you guys understand is that sometimes when you're someone's biggest hype man or when you're someone's biggest cheerleader, that also means that you're holding them accountable, you're challenging them, you're pushing them to be the best that they can be. It's not always, you're amazing, you're doing awesome, when you're clearly not. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's important when you're in a relationship to hold each other accountable and push each other to be better, not in a mean or degrading way or telling them they aren't good enough, but really just, you know, being able to grow together and evolve together and reach your full potential together, I think is incredibly important. And I think a lot of times people get really offended or they break up with people because people have a very hard time with constructive criticism. It's not easy to hear things that you need to work on or do better. That's why a lot of people don't ever grow or evolve, because they aren't even open to hearing that. So if you're in a relationship with someone, they should be able to give you constructive criticism or encourage you, motivate you, support you, challenge you without you getting offended too. Like, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. So that's one thing I want you guys all to understand, is that no one can be, you know, Little Miss Sunshine 24/7. And I think it's important to hold each other accountable and, you know, really make sure that you guys are both being the best that you can be and holding each other accountable to that. And she did mention that, like, if I don't want to be with someone who's not elevating me, which totally agree.
Does body count matter?
Yes, it does.
Why?
Because it signals purity and morals.
So then what's a good number?
1.
What's yours?
I don't know, like 86.
So this girl does these little skits about like modern dating and culture and all of that. And this one is one that I've talked about in videos before, is not being a hypocrite when it comes to, you know, the standards you hold for someone, but you don't hold yourself to those standards. Who the heck are you to hold someone to the highest standard in the entire world? Not just this, there's many other things that people do this with, but then you aren't meeting any of the criteria or being what you want to attract at all. And it's a preference. It's totally okay if you want to be with someone who hasn't slept with a ton of people. I feel that way as well. I would never date a guy that had been with a ton of girls. It just would be a clear sign to me that our values and morals are not on the same page. So I get it, you're allowed to feel that way. Do you need to shame people and make people feel bad for the decisions? No, you just choose not to be with them, right? But also, be what you want to attract. If you want to be with someone like that, then you should be someone like that. You can't be like, I'm looking for a virgin, and if she's not a virgin, then I will not even look at her, when you've slept with 100 people. Let's be a little realistic.
It's true.
Okay, he said a girl shooting her shot is putting up a picture for you to reply to. And it's true. And that girl said it was true, and I will tell you all right now, it's true. If you've been like messaging a girl, or you've replied to previous stories of hers, she will post a photo of herself knowing that you are going to be responding to it in her inbox. And she's posting it so that you see it and so that you reply to it. And I would say that is the equivalent of a lot of girls shooting their shot. They will not message you first. They will not come up to you. They'll give you the side eye and give you a hint that they like you, but they won't actually come up to you. And on social media, they'll post a picture of themselves for you to respond to. That's them shooting their shot, which is incredibly silly when you say it out loud. But I'm just speaking and being totally honest with you. I know a lot of girls, and I know all of them do that. If there's a girl you've been messaging and you've been flirting back and forth and she posts a selfie on her story, chances are she posted it so that you see it and so that you reply to her.
That's why men put girls in this situationship shit. It's because they like having the main chick at home to, like, you know, again, in their back pocket, they know they're going home to something. But at the same time, it's like to the rest of the world, they could just be single and appear single. Doesn't mean they have to cheat, but they have the momentum. So now it's like they could do whatever they want. They could say whatever they want. And that's the thing is you don't care about fumbling the bag because you got steak at home.
Yeah, this is incredibly true. I have been in a situation where a guy was doing this to me, and clearly I didn't know that it was happening. They want their cake, but they want to eat it too. That's a big problem for all these like young player guys. Maybe not even young, just player guys in general. F-boys is what we call them. You know, they want their stable, loyal, amazing woman, but they want to act single and still play the field, and it makes it easier for them to play the field because they know they have a backup. It's messed up, and I wish people didn't do this. I'm sure there are girls that do this too, but I think, you know, guys get a lot more heat for this online. And like I said, I have been in this situation. I dated a guy who we were dating for years, and I found out he was on Tinder, he was living in Hawaii, hanging out with all these random girls, cheating on me, and I had no idea. Alright guys, that is all I have for today. If you liked this video or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. Again, these are obviously entertaining. I know you all love these videos, but I think they're really enlightening and informative to kind of see the issues that are going on and how we can try to work towards not doing them and being better people. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys on there as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.